First contact gone wrong. The story opens in the bridge of the alien flagship Void Hunter, commanded by Admiral Crix of the Talaxian Empire. The Talaxians have ruled this sector of space for over 2 centuries, their purple-scaled forms and 6 eyes marking them as the apex predators of the galaxy. They've never encountered a species that could match their military might. Today, they've cornered what appears to be a primitive vessel near the edge of human space. The ship, sleek, metallic gray, and smaller than their smallest frigate, drifts silently among the asteroids. Fleet Captain Torres sits in the command chair of the human destroyer Iron Will, watching the alien formation approach on the main screen. 16 ships, reports Lieutenant Blake from the sensor station. Heavy cruisers by the look of them. They're trying to surround us. Torres nods calmly. This is humanity's first contact with an alien species, and it's about to go very wrong. The Iron Will was on a routine patrol when the alien fleet appeared, weapons charging. Admiral Crix studies the strange vessel through his tactical display. Its hull shows no obvious weapons, no shield generators, nothing that resembles proper military hardware. The beings inside register as carbon-based, warm-blooded, probably another primitive species ripe for conquest. Signal the alien ship. Crix orders, standard surrender protocol. The message arrives on the Iron Will's bridge in a series of clicks and whistles. The translation software works quickly, displaying the alien demand: surrender or be destroyed. Sir, Blake says, they're powering up some kind of energy weapons. Plasma-based, by the readings. Torres stands, straightening his uniform. Regged. Alert. All hands to battle stations. Engineering? I want full power to the reactor. Aye, sir, comes the reply from Chief Martinez in engineering. Fusion reactor at 100%. All systems nominal. The Talaxian fleet moves into attack formation. Their ships are massive, each one 3 times the size of the human destroyer. Energy crackles along their hulls as plasma cannons charge. Crix has conquered dozens of worlds with this same formation. The primitive vessel is not responding to our surrender demand, reports his tactical officer. Their energy output is increasing, but their weapons remain offline. Crix's 6 eyes. Narrow. Perhaps they don't understand the futility of their situation. Fire a warning shot. A bolt of superheated plasma streaks across space, missing the Iron Will by mere meters. The energy dissipates harmlessly against an asteroid, turning rock to vapor. On the human bridge, Torres watches the display with interest. Analysis, Blake? Directed energy weapons, sir? Plasma-based, about 15 megajoules per shot. Their targeting systems are crude but effective at close range. 15 megajoules? Torres raises an eyebrow. That's barely enough to scratch. Our hull plating. The alien warning shot seems to have no effect. The small ship continues its slow drift, making no aggressive moves. Crix grows impatient. All ships, prepare for coordinated assault. Target their engines first. We want prisoners. For interrogation. 16 alien warships move into position, their massive forms blocking out the stars. Each ship carries enough firepower to level a city. The Talaxian Empire has never faced defeat. Sir, Blake reports, they're moving to attack formation. Multiple. Weapon locks detected. Torres settles back into his chair. Load tubes 1 through 8. Prepare firing solution. Tubes loaded, sir. Targeting computer has locks on all 16 ships. The Iron Will's hull barely changes, but deep inside, 8. Torpedo tubes cycle open. The weapons inside are sleek, dark cylinders, each one containing enough antimatter to power a small city for a year. Crix raises his clawed hand. All ships fire. 16 plasma bolts lance out simultaneously, converging on the small human. Vessel. The space around the Iron Will lights up like a miniature sun as the alien weapons strike. Direct hits across the board, the Talaxian tactical officer reports. The primitive ship should be vapor. But as the energy dissipates, the iron will remains intact. Not a single scorch mark mars its hull. The alien weapons, devastating enough to destroy any known vessel, have done absolutely nothing. Impossible. Crix whispers Dot on the human bridge. Torres doesn't even flinch. Report, no damage, sir. Hull temperature increased by 2 degrees. The aliens' weapons can't penetrate our standard armor plating. Torres nods. Fire tubes 1 through 8, full spread. Firing, sir. 8 streaks of light leave the iron will, moving faster than the alien sensors can track. Each torpedo carries enough destructive force to crack a moon in half. The story ends with the antimatter weapons racing toward the alien fleet, while Admiral Crix stares in growing horror at his tactical display, finally understanding that his empire has encountered something far beyond their comprehension. The first lesson: if antimatter torpedoes cross the distance between the iron will and the alien fleet in 3.2 seconds. Admiral Crix watches his tactical display with growing confusion, as 8 small objects streak toward his formation at a significant fraction of light speed. What are those projectiles? He demands. Unknown, sir, his tactical officer replies. They're moving too fast for our point defense systems to track. The first torpedo strikes the Talaxian heavy cruiser Star Render. The antimatter containment field collapses on impact, releasing the equivalent energy of a small nuclear weapon. The cruiser's shields, designed to deflect plasma bolts and particle beams, offer no protection against matter-antimatter annihilation. The Star Render simply ceases to exist. One moment, it's a kilometer-long warship bristling with weapons. The next, it's an expanding cloud of superheated gas and debris. Sir? The tactical officer's voice cracks. The Star Render has been destroyed. Before Crix can respond, 7 more. Flashes of light erupt across his fleet. 7 more ships vanish in balls of pure energy. Half his attack force is gone in less than 5 seconds. On the Iron Will's bridge, Lieutenant Blake reads the sensor data with professional calm. 8 confirmed kills, sir. Clean antimatter detonations. No survivors. Captain Torres nods. Reload. Tubes 1 through 8. Target the remaining ships. Sir, Blake continues, the alien fleet is breaking formation. They're trying to retreat. Torres watches the tactical display as the surviving alien ships scatter in different directions. Their earlier disciplined formation has dissolved into panicked flight. Belay that reload order, Torres says. Open a channel to the alien flagship. The communication comes through as a series of electronic tones. The universal translator quickly converts it to standard English. This is Captain Torres of the Earth vessel Iron Will. You attacked us without provocation. Surrender immediately or face destruction. Admiral Crix stares at the message in disbelief. The primitive ship has just demonstrated firepower beyond anything in the Talaxian arsenal. His 6 eyes study the tactical display where 8 of his finest ships used to be. Admiral, his communications officer says, the alien ship is demanding our surrender. I can read, Crix snaps. His pride wars with his survival instincts. The Talaxian Empire has never surrendered to anyone, but they've also never faced weapons that can annihilate their ships without effort. Sir, the tactical officer reports, long-range sensors are detecting something else. The alien ship is receiving transmissions from deeper in their territory. On the Iron Will, Blake looks up from his station. Captain, we're receiving a priority transmission from Fleet Command. The Thunderbolt and Stormfront are requesting permission to assist. Torres considers this. 2 more destroyers would make the outcome even more decisive, but this is supposed to be a diplomatic first contact, even if it's gone badly wrong. Tell them to hold position. Torres decides. We can handle this. Admiral Crix makes his decision. Signal the alien ship. We accept their terms. The surrender message appears on the human bridge display. Torres reads it twice, then looks at his crew. Blake, are you reading any other alien ships in the area? Negative, sir. Just these 8 remaining vessels. Very well. Signal the alien flagship. They will power down all weapons and prepare to be boarded. Any attempt to escape or attack will result in immediate destruction. The message reaches the Talaxian flagship. Crix's tactical officer looks at him with something approaching desperation. Sir, the alien ship is demanding we submit to boarding parties. Do it, Crix orders. Power down all weapons. Stand down from battle stations. Across the remaining alien ships, weapon systems go dark. The proud Talaxian fleet, which has conquered dozens of worlds, submits to a single small human vessel. Sir, Blake reports, the alien ships are powering down as requested. What are your orders? Torres thinks for a moment. This is unprecedented. Humanity's first contact with an alien species, and it's begun with a military engagement. The protocols for this situation are barely theoretical. Prepare a boarding party, he decides. Marines in full combat gear. I want to know who these aliens are and why they attacked us. Aye, sir. Sergeant Ryan's squad is ready for deployment. As the human boarding shuttles launch toward the alien flagship, Admiral Crix slumps in his command chair. In less than 10 minutes, everything he thought he knew about galactic power structures has been shattered. The Talaxian Empire has encountered something it cannot conquer. The small human ship waits patiently as its boarding parties approach, its weapons still trained on the surviving alien vessels. First contact has become first conquest. Boarding the unknown, a human boarding shuttle approaches the alien flagship through a debris field that was once 8 Talaxian warships. Sergeant Ryan checks his weapon one final time as the shuttles. Pilot Corporal Webb navigates through the scattered wreckage. Holy hell, Webb mutters, looking at the twisted metal fragments floating past their viewports. What kind of weapons do that? Antimatter, Ryan replies simply. And we've got plenty more where those came from. The boarding team consists of 6 Marines in full combat armor, equipped with rail rifles and plasma cutters. Their mission is simple: secure the alien flagship and establish communication with the enemy commander. Inside the Void Hunter, Admiral Crix watches the approaching shuttle with his 6 eyes. The small craft looks primitive compared to Talaxian technology, but after what he's witnessed, he's no longer making assumptions about human capabilities. All crew members will offer no resistance, Crix announces over the ship's communication system. We are dealing with a species whose weapons technology far exceeds our own. The shuttle docks with the alien flagship's airlock. The Marines wait as their equipment analyzes the atmosphere beyond the sealed door. Breathable, Ryan reports through his helmet com. Higher oxygen content than standard, but within acceptable parameters. The airlock cycles open, revealing a corridor that stretches into purple-tinted darkness. The walls are covered in strange symbols, and the air carries an odd metallic scent. Movement ahead, reports Private Kim, her rifle trained down the corridor. Multiple contacts, but they're keeping their distance. The Marines advance carefully. Their armor sensors map the alien ship's layout as they move deeper into the vessel. The corridors are wide and tall, designed for beings larger than humans. Encounter their first alien crew member at the next junction. The being is roughly 7 feet tall, covered in purple scales, with 6 eyes arranged in 2 rows across its elongated face. It raises 4 arms in what appears to be a gesture of surrender. Easy, Ryan says, keeping his rifle lowered but ready. We're not here to hurt anyone. The universal translator attached to Ryan's armor picks up the alien's speech pattern and begins working on a translation. Within seconds, words appear on his helmet display. Please do not harm us. We surrender to your superior force. Where is your commander? Ryan asks, speaking slowly and clearly. The Admiral awaits you on the bridge, the alien replies. I will guide you there. The bridge of the Void Hunter is a vast chamber filled with holographic displays and control stations. Admiral Crix stands at the center, his 6 eyes focused on the approaching humans. The Marines spread out, covering all exits. I am Admiral Crix of the Talaxian Empire, he says, his words translated by the human equipment. You have demonstrated superior military capability. We submit to your authority. Ryan studies the alien commander. Despite his surrender, there's intelligence in those 6 eyes, and something like respect. I'm Sergeant Ryan, representing the Earth vessel Iron Will. Why did you attack us? We assumed you were another primitive species, Crix admits. We have encountered many worlds with inferior technology. Your ship appeared defenseless. Defenseless? Ryan can't keep the amusement out of his voice. We just destroyed half your fleet with 8 shots. Yes, Crix says quietly. We underestimated your capabilities. Your weapons ... What are they? Ryan considers how much to reveal. Antimatter warheads. Standard armament for our destroyers. The alien bridge crew exchanges glances. One of them, a being slightly smaller than Crix, speaks up. Standard armament? You have more ships like this one? Many more, Ryan confirms. The Iron Will is just one destroyer. We have much larger vessels. Admiral Crix feels something cold settle in his stomach. If this small ship is considered standard, what must their larger vessels be capable of? Sergeant, Ryan's cum crackles with Captain Torres' voice. Status report. Alien flagship secured, sir. No resistance encountered. Their commander is cooperative. Understood. Begin intelligence gathering. I want to know everything about their technology, their empire, and their intentions. Ryan nods and turns back to Crix. Admiral, you're going to answer some questions. The more cooperative you are, the better this goes for everyone. What do you wish to know? Crix asks. Everything. Your empire, your technology, your star charts. Consider this your first lesson in human diplomacy. Over the next hour, the Marines catalog the alien ship's technology. The Talaxians have faster-than-light travel, energy weapons, and advanced sensors. But their material science is centuries behind human standards, and their weapons are primitive compared to antimatter warheads. Sir, Ryan reports to Torres, these aliens aren't stupid, but they're not prepared for our level of technology. They've been the dominant force in this region for 200 years. Until today, Torres replies. Bring the Admiral aboard. We need to have a longer conversation. The bigger picture Admiral Crix stands in the conference room aboard the Iron Will, his 6 eyes taking in details that confirm his worst fears. The human ship's interior is clean, efficient, and obviously built with advanced materials. Every surface speaks of a technological sophistication that makes Talaxian engineering look primitive. Captain Torres sits across from him, flanked by Lieutenant Blake and Chief Martinez. The atmosphere is tense, but not hostile. Torres has made it clear that this is a diplomatic meeting, not an interrogation. Admiral, Torres begins, tell me about your empire. How many worlds do you control? Crix straightens in his chair. The Talaxian Empire spans 47 star systems. We have ruled this sector for over 2 centuries, bringing order to primitive worlds. Bringing order? Blake interjects. You mean conquest? We offer protection and advancement to species that cannot defend themselves, Crix replies. Until today, we were the most advanced military force in this region. Torres studies the alien commander. What changed your mind about attacking us? Your weapons, Crix admits. In 2 centuries of conquest, we have never encountered anything that could penetrate our shields so easily. Your antimatter weapons, they are beyond our understanding. Actually, Chief Martinez speaks up. They're not that complicated. Basic matter-antimatter annihilation. The hard part is containing the antimatter safely. Crix's 6 eyes widen. You speak of it as if it's simple technology. For us it is, Torres says. Admiral, I need you to understand something. The Iron Will is not our most powerful warship. It's a destroyer, what we consider a medium-sized combat vessel. Medium-sized? Crix's voice carries a note of disbelief. Our battleships are 10 times larger and carry 50 times the firepower. Our DREADNOUGHTS ... Torres? Let's just say you don't want to meet one in combat. The alien admiral absorbs this information. How many ships does your fleet contain? That's classified, Torres replies. But I can tell you that Earth alone has over 3,000 active warships. And Earth is just one world in the Human Federation. Crix feels something he's never experienced before. Genuine fear. How many worlds do you control? The Federation includes over 200 inhabited systems, Blake answers, with a combined population of nearly 400 billion humans. The numbers are staggering. The entire Talaxian Empire, with its 47 worlds, has a population of barely 12 billion. They've been acting like the dominant power in the galaxy while being outnumbered 30-1. Admiral, Torres continues, your empire attacked. U.S. without provocation. In human space, that's an act of war. However, we prefer peaceful solutions when possible. What do you propose? Crix asks. A treaty. Your empire will acknowledge human territorial boundaries and agree to peaceful coexistence. In exchange, we won't demand reparations for the unprovoked attack. Crix considers this. The alternative, facing the full might of the Human Federation, is unthinkable. I do not have the authority to negotiate treaties. That requires the approval of the Talaxian High Council. Then we'll escort you back to your capital world, Torres decides. You can explain the situation to your leaders. And if they refuse your terms? Torres' expression remains neutral. Then they'll learn the same lesson you did today, but on a much larger scale. The conference room falls silent. Crix realizes that everything he thought he knew about Galactic power structures was wrong. The Talaxian Empire isn't a dominant force. It's a minor regional power that has been fortunate enough to avoid encountering true galactic civilizations. There is something else, Crix says slowly. Our expansion into this region was not by choice. We were fleeing from something. This catches Torres' attention. Fleeing from what? The Hive. Crix's voice drops to barely a whisper. A collective consciousness that consumes entire star systems. We thought this sector was uninhabited, a safe place to rebuild our civilization. The Hive? Blake leans forward. What kind of threat are we talking about? They appeared in our original territory 50 years ago. Machines, mostly, but controlled by a vast intelligence. They strip worlds bare, turning all matter into more machines. We barely escaped with our lives. Torres exchanges glances with his officers. How many systems have they consumed? When we fled, they had taken over 100 worlds. They may have consumed our entire original territory by now. The implications are staggering. If this hive is as dangerous as Crix suggests, then the Human Federation may have a bigger problem than one aggressive alien empire. Admiral, Torres says carefully, I think we need to have a much longer conversation. About the hive, about your empire, and about what threats we might all be facing. The meeting that began as a surrender negotiation has become something much more complex. First contact with an alien species has revealed the existence of a threat that could endanger all. Civilization in the galaxy, not the real enemy 3 days later. The Iron Will leads a small convoy toward the Talaxian, capital world of Talax Prime. Admiral Crix's flagship and 2 surviving escort ships follow behind. Their crews still stunned by the revelation that they've encountered a power far beyond their understanding. Captain Torres stands in his ready room, reviewing intelligence reports from the captured Talaxian databases. The information is disturbing. The hive isn't just another aggressive alien species. It's something much worse. Sir, Lieutenant Blake enters with a data pad. We've finished analyzing the Talaxian records about the hive. You're not going to like what we found. Torres looks up from his reports. Show me. Blake activates a holographic display showing a star map. Red zones indicate systems consumed by the hive, while blue shows current Talaxian territory. The red zones are expanding steadily. The hive has consumed over 150 systems in the past 50 years, Blake reports. Their expansion rate is accelerating. At current pace, they'll reach Talaxian space within 10 years. And human space? Torres asks. 15 to 20 years, depending on whether they encounter significant resistance. Torres studies the display. What exactly are we dealing with? According to Talaxian records, the hive is a collective consciousness that controls vast swarms of self-replicating machines. They strip mine entire worlds, converting all matter into more machines and ships. Weaknesses? Unknown. The Talaxians never successfully engaged them in combat. Every encounter ended in complete defeat. Torres considers this. The Talaxian Empire, despite its limitations, had been the dominant military force in their region for 2 centuries. If they couldn't even slow down the hive, it represents a threat unlike anything humanity has faced. Sir, Blake continues, there's something else. The hive machines appear to be adaptive. They learn from each encounter, improving their tactics and technology. How do you know this? The Talaxian records show their encounters with hive forces. Early battles lasted hours. Later ones were over in minutes. The machines learned, too. Counter every Talaxian tactic. Torres feels a chill. An adaptive enemy that learns from combat is every military commander's nightmare. Send a priority message to Fleet Command. Full encryption. We need to inform them about this threat. All ready. Sent, sir. They're requesting a full briefing as soon as we reach Talax Prime. The bridge crackles to life. Captain, we're approaching the Talaxian capital system. Their defense fleet is taking position. Torres and Blake return to the bridge. The main screen shows Talax Prime, a purple-tinted world surrounded by orbital installations. More importantly, it's defended by over 40 Talaxian warships. Sir, the communications officer reports, the Talaxian fleet is hailing us. They're demanding we release Admiral Crix immediately. Torres smiles grimly. Put me through to their fleet commander. The screen shifts to show another 6-eyed alien, this one wearing elaborate military decorations. This is Fleet Admiral Voss of the Talaxian Defense Force. Release Admiral Crix immediately or face the consequences. Admiral Voss, Torres replies calmly. I'm Captain Torres of the Earth vessel Iron Will. Admiral Crix is here as a diplomatic envoy. He's perfectly safe. We know you destroyed 8 of our ships, Voss snarls. You will face justice for that. Act of piracy. Torres glances at Blake, who shakes his head. The Talaxians apparently haven't learned their lesson yet. Admiral, Torres says patiently, your ships attacked us without provocation. We defended ourselves. I suggest you speak with Admiral Crix before making any hasty decisions. I don't. Negotiate with pirates, Voss replies. You have 1 minute to surrender. Torres cuts the transmission and turns to Blake. Are they really this stupid? Apparently, sir. Sir, The tactical officer calls out. The Talaxian fleet is moving to attack formation. 43 ships, all heavy cruisers or larger. Torres settles into his command chair. Signal the fleet. All ships, prepare for combat. Load all tubes with antimatter warheads. Sir, Blake reports, Admiral Crix is requesting permission to speak with his fleet. Put him through. Crix's voice echoes across the bridge. Fleet Admiral Voss, this is Admiral Crix. Stand down immediately. Do not engage the human ship. Admiral Crix, Voss replies. We're here to rescue you from these pirates. They're not pirates, Crix says. Urgently. They're representatives of a star-spanning federation with military technology beyond our comprehension. If you attack them, you'll be destroyed. Impossible. No single ship can defeat our entire fleet. Torres looks at Blake. Some people have to learn the hard way. Fire tubes 1 through 16. 16 antimatter warheads streak toward the Talaxian fleet. The lesson humanity taught 8 ships 3 days ago is about to be repeated on a much larger scale. But even as the battle begins, Torres knows the real war is still coming. The hive is out there, consuming worlds and adapting to every form of resistance. Humanity has just gained an ally in the coming conflict, even if the Talaxians don't realize it yet. Asterisk.